Alright, what's going on today, guys? I trust that you guys are all doing well. I had a couple people ask me basically for a super slowed down step-by-step tutorial on how to buy time, how to make it memo, how to wrap it as memo, and then how to get that over to Fantom.net. Basically just like super slowed down step by step. So that's what I'm going to do for you guys today. I'm going to give you the raw unedited footage. This might be kind of a long video, so if you go at a bit of a slower pace and really want an easy step by step video, this is the one for you. If you're a bit savvy with all of this DeFi stuff right now, I have another video that I'll put a link to right here that will kind of go at a quicker pace. I understand everyone learns at different paces, so I'm going to just say everything I do before I do it with this video. Let me know if you guys like this. Let me know what you think about the format, okay? Without further ado, let's get into this. Alright, so I'm going to start out by going to Trader Joe. I am on TraderJoeXYZ.com, and now I'm going to press connect to a wallet, guys. So I open my MetaMask. Cool, so now my MetaMask is open. As you guys can see, I'm now in the Avalanche network here. So if you have a bunch of networks but you don't have the Avalanche network, the quickest way, I'll show you real fast, is to just delete the Avalanche network. Obviously you don't have to delete it if you don't have it, but if you refresh the page here and you attempt to connect to your MetaMask wallet, it'll actually know that you don't have it on your MetaMask wallet, and it'll say allow this site to add the network. So this is the easiest way to do it, and you're able to just approve that, and then it'll let you switch to the network, and it'll automatically add that into your wallet. So as you can see, it's just added that for me. So this is just a faster way to get on the Avalanche mainnet. So now that I'm on the Avalanche mainnet, all my assets are still there, so when you're deleting a network, all your assets are still in your MetaMask wallet, guys, so you don't have to worry about that. Take my word for it. Now, I'm going to go to trade. Now, I have some AVAX, and I have some wrapped AVAX. These are essentially the same things. Now, I'm going to take my wrapped AVAX, and I'm going to trade it for time. And what time is it's the Wonderland currency, which I'm going to go and stake it. So I'm going to approve the wrapped AVAX, and then I'm going to look at this transaction. I'm allowing them to spend my wrapped AVAX. This is the correct site. Always make sure you're on the correct site before you do this step. It's about 12 cents. That seems like a fair gas fee. I'm going to confirm that. And now what it's doing is it's approving my wallet to do this transaction. So that's going to take a few seconds here. Again, I'm not going to edit it. I'm just going to wait for it to go through. Alright, so that wasn't so long. I can view the transaction here. I can see that it was successful. And I can see like it took 23 seconds basically before, like when I started the transaction, and now it shows that the AVAX is approved for trade on Trader Joe. So now I'm good to swap. So I'm going to swap for time, guys. Okay, so now it's waiting for confirmation to do the trade. So I'm just going to go ahead and confirm that again. Again, this is going to be a very low gas fee, around 10 cents. Now I see the transaction is submitted after I've confirmed it. So I'm going to close here and I'm going to wait for my balances to update. There we go. My balance is updated, guys. Now I want to take some AVAX that I have as well, because this was wrapped AVAX. I want to have all of my assets in time because I personally like time. So I'm going to select AVAX and I'm going to do, I like to always have one AVAX for gas fees, and one AVAX will give you so many transactions worth of gas fees that you're really not going to have to worry about having to reload your wallet there, guys. So I'm going to keep one, but I want to swap 2 more AVAX for about 0.02 more time. Alright, so again, click swap. Now I'm going to click confirm swap. Now it wants my confirmation again, so I'm going to confirm that. I'm trading 2 AVAX and it's for 0.02 time, 0.0216963 time. So I'm going to confirm that again. Again, the transaction will show here. Sometimes it takes, half a second. There we go, success. And it even shows me the value of the 2 AVAX that I sent. So that's kind of cool as well. Transaction fee was about 25 cents. Pretty negligible again. So I'm going to close this. And now I can see that I have 0.095 time in total. Now what's kind of cool is if I'm like, how much USD is that worth, I can actually click this button to switch it up here, and I can put in any kind of stable coin. So there's a bunch of different stable coins that are on Avalanche. I like to use Mem. This one's made by the guy who made time, and it's pegged to $1. So it'll actually show me here right now each time is $7,876 as accorded to Mem. So we can actually see like the chart here, which is kind of cool that they add that. So you can see we're in a bit of a dip here, but not too bad. Still a good time to buy. But if I'm able to put my max time here, it'll show me the amount of time I just bought is $749. So this is kind of cool. Now I'm gonna click swap, and then I'm gonna click confirm swap. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm swapping my time for Mem. Okay, but there is a reason why I would want to do this, but I'm not actually going to do this right now. This was just to show you how much the time is worth. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and open another tab. So I'm going to open another tab, and I'm going to go to wonderland.money. Okay, now I'm going to click enter app. Cool. So as you can see, my 0.0957265 balance is here in the balance on Wonderland's app. So that's pretty cool. It's able to see that. So now that I've taken care of this, I can simply click out of Trader Joe. I don't need it anymore. Alright, and I should also let you guys know you're going to need to have some sort of amount of AVAX for all of these steps. That's like the gas fee payment for doing all of these transactions. Alright, so now I'm going to stake my time. So I'm going to click max to get the maximum amount of time staked, and I'm going to stake it. Alright, so I can see the time is in my wallet right now, 0.095 time. Also, I have Memo here, so I'm going to go and I'm going to delete the memo, or I'm going to hide it. Alright, so now I can So now that I have the memo taken out of my wallet, I can simply click here. I'm gonna hover over time on the top right, and it says add token to wallet. So I'm gonna click memo, and it's gonna say add suggested tokens. So I'm gonna say add token. So now if I go into my MetaMask wallet, I can see I have 0 memo, right? Now when I click the max and I'm going to click stake time, it's actually going to come in, and again for more gas fees I'm going to click confirm, and it's going to be pending. So I'm going to wait patiently. Again, no edits in this video. We're just going through it slowly. Cool. Your balance will update soon. Your transaction was successful. Awesome. So now you'll see the tokens actually changed. So now I have 0 time. But when I go down to memo that I previously added, I have 0.095 memo. So this is an important point, folks. We're actually changing our time to a different token when we stake, and this is how we're getting the rebase rewards. So here, now, my balance has gone to 0 time, but my staked balance has gone to 0.095 memo, which is the amount of time I had that I staked. And now I can see next reward amount is going to be 0.00586 memo, or 0.6% of my staked balance. And I can see here that that's going to happen in 2 hours and 43 minutes. Now rebases are every 8 hours, so that's roughly, 6 times 3% a day. So that's going to come out to 1.83% per day. 9.59%, let's round that to 9.6%, every 5 days. And this includes weekends. Doesn't stop rebasing on weekends like, the stock market would be closed on weekends. It continues. I think that's an important point as well. Alright, so now that I have my memo and it's staked, if I wanted to, I could simply unstake the memo here, and that would turn it back into time. So if I wanted to get rid of the memo and have time so I could go back to Trader Joe and get rid of it, I would just click unstake, and I would confirm that transaction. But instead right now, I'm going to reject the transaction because we're trying to do something else with our memo. We are now going to be able to go. Actually, real fast, guys, I just want to show you this dashboard here because this is kind of where it shows you all of the different values, and I want to go over what these mean real fast. So market cap is pretty straightforward. This is the price of every token times every token in circulation, every token being held. So that's going to be just under $2 billion at this moment in time. Time is at 7,854. So we see it has an impressive APY of 80,000%. This is a combination of the protocol supplying liquidity, making money for people, and people using the mint function to get in and mint more time tokens. The total value locked is 1.273 billion. So this is the amount of people that are staking as memo. The current index is 3.23 time. This is the number where if you had one time when the project was launched, after having all these rebases, now you'd have 3.23 time. The treasury balance is 463 million. This is the amount that the treasury protocol has received through people minting and sacrificing these pairs to the treasury in order to be a part of time and mint. I'm sorry guys, I'm having some problems with my camera at the moment. So just to keep going, the backing per time, $1,266. So that's the amount of assets that people have put into the treasury, to where if everyone sold time, the protocol and treasury would still have this amount. The runway is how many days the treasury could afford to have this APY. If everything froze, the runway is the amount of time that the protocol could have offerings of this high APY. Okay, cool. I hope that all makes sense to you about a bit of the functions. Also, there's great documentation of this if you click docs on the website, where you could do a lot of a deeper dive. You know, there's FAQs. So I recommend, if you guys want to understand, you know, some of the formulas and how this is all possible, I recommend that you go here. But for now I'm going to go into the wrapped memo. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to take my staked balance of Memo and I'm going to wrap that into a token that can be basically traded on other blockchains. Now, I'm not, you know, a financial advisor. I'm not a tax professional, but in some places, every time there's a reward, it's a taxable event, which I'm not going to say my, well, I will say my opinion on that. I think it's ludicrous. But when you wrap the memo, it no longer gets the rebase rewards. It just goes up as any other asset would. So I'll go on to Dex Tools real fast, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Here we go. So I'm going to go and I'm going to type in wmemo, and we can see here and I click 1 day. So we can see here that this actually has quite a high value, because this isn't rebasing into more tokens like Memo would. This is just gaining value as time goes on. So you can see one wrapped memo is around $113,000 worth of memo to make one wrapped memo. So obviously there's a bit of a disparity here, because if I do Memo on coin market cap, or I will actually just do time. Well, let's see if they have Memo. I think they should. No, they have time though. So time is a 1-to-1 ranking of Memo. So if we look at the same chart here, we'll see that it's a lot more sideways versus the wrapped memo goes straight up, because people are actually, when staking, they're enjoying the rebases that they get. I mean, it's still a beautiful chart, but these guys are actually getting rebases. So if you started here, by here, again, going back to the dashboard, the index is 3.23 time. So if they started here, not only would their one time be from 570 to 8,000 in value, but they'd have 3 time, well, times 3.14. So you would actually have roughly 8,000 times 3.14, which would be 25,000. So this is kind of what the wrapped memo is showing here. This chart isn't as big as the other one in terms of like time length, because it just isn't, because the wrapped memo hasn't been available that long. But hopefully this will help you guys understand the difference, because here, when I go to abracadabra.money and I press enter, this is another one of Daniel Sesta's applications, the creator of time. I'm going to actually see if I go click borrow, and I click W memo, I can wrap my 0.0957 memo that I have. And again, this is going to be what's reflected here still, 0.0957. And when I put the maximum amount in, it's going to be less. So the wrap memo is going to be less. So what I was explaining to you guys here is that the wrap memo still collects the rebase tokens, but the difference is every time you get a rebase, this number will go up. So you'll gain actual rewards. You can see it here. I'll be gaining this much memo every time there's a reward. But the wrapped memo, this number stays the same. So again, there is something to be said here for tax purposes, because you won't actually be gaining capital gains of more tokens, but your single tokens that are wrapped will still continue to go up. So it might make a little less of a headache, so you don't have, like, I don't know, 365 transactions times 3 in the course of a year, and you need to account for every single one of those. Again though, not a tax advisor here, so I'm just, just percolating these thoughts. So I'm going to click wrap. After I clicked max, I'm going to click wrap, and I'm going to confirm. And I'm going to wait. And now I'll see in my wallet, my memo is 0 now, and my wrapped memo is successfully wrapped. It's 0.006. Awesome. I hope I'm with you guys here. Okay, so now that I have my wrapped memo, I want to go to a different blockchain with it and get extra rewards for supplying liquidity with my wrapped memo. In order to do that, I'm going to use a exchange router called AnySwap. So what I can do here is actually take my W memo, and they just have that as a pair for you, and it'll load my balance up in a sec, so I'll just be patient for that. And I'm going to put in my amount. Awesome. So there is a slight difference in these prices here because of the liquidity provider fee. To me, that's okay. I know, to me that's okay, because I know that I'm going to be able to accrue rewards on the Fantom mainnet. So I'll swap this over. And they're going to charge me AVAX for this, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm this, and I'm going to swap this over to Fantom. So I'm taking wrapped memo from AVAX. So I'll go ahead and click confirm. And now I'm simply waiting for the transaction to go through. So this might take a bit, it could take 10 to 30 minutes. But we said we're not doing edits in this video, and again, I just want to apologize. I'm having some technical difficulties with my camera today, it kind of has a mind of its own right now, so I just decided at this point I'm gonna just shut it off. About it, but you know, I can't keep switching back and forth here. Alright guys, so I'm just checking out my little Fantom right now. I should have already added wrapped memo here. Yeah, see, I have wrapped memo here, so I'm just waiting. So it looks like this was a successful transaction. It says please wait minutes to check the status on the Explorer. So you can see the status is confirming, which means it's not quite finished yet, but I can see this little receipt here on any swap. They provide me with this, so I'm basically gonna just wait until this is finished. If I want, I can even put the W memo here and it should load up a balance for me once it's done. Here we go, it's there. I assume that you might be a little confused right now. Let's assume that you guys don't have Fantom Opera in your network list. So I think that they'll just add it for me here if I click FTM. Yeah, allow the site to add a network. So I could just let them add it for me, and now it's added. Okay, so now I can see here FTM mainnet. This has all of my assets in it, including the W memo. Cool, so I'm pretty happy. So I'll show you guys SpookySwap.finance, which is an exchange. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom here, you can actually go into their Discord. Right? So you get into their Discord. So that's going to be right here. And there's going to be a quick little way to get into the verification process, so just quickly go through that. And why we're here is because there's actually a way to get a faucet drip to where you can get some Fantom to get yourself started with gas fees. Alright, so let's check the pinned messages. So they want you to have tokens bridged over to the Fantom network first before you come here, which we just did. So now we have our memo in the Fantom network. Also, you should swap for more FTM immediately after using the faucet, because they only give you enough Fantom for a few transactions. So I'm going to message faucet request. And then I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to go in. I'm going to take my MetaMask wallet and copy that. So I'm opening the extension, I'm clicking here to copy, and then I'm going to paste my address. So you could just ask someone in the general chat to send you some Fantom. People are pretty chill, and I think they'd be more than happy. Just say, can you guys dust me some Fantom? Like this. Just say, can anyone dust me some Fantom? Faucet isn't working. And more than likely, someone will be like, yeah, sure, I'll send you a little bit of Fantom. You're just asking them to send you enough for gas fees for a bit of a transaction here. So even if you swap over any kind of crypto into Fantom, you still need Fantom for the transaction costs. So after you do this, you should try and buy some Fantom so you have plenty of money for transactions. Okay, so it looks like they're basically sending this guy here to come in every like 3 hours or so and just look at all the requests, and he's just checking to see that like you've bridged a token over and don't have any Fantom in your wallet. So he's gonna come in and he's gonna be like, as you can see, like, you have an FTM token balance, you don't need the faucet. This guy, he saw they bridged and he sent it. You have 80x what the faucet gives you. So it looks like this used to be automated. Now it's not. But to get into this faucet, you just do this hashtag faucet request space and then put your address in. And so long as they see that you bridged and you don't have a FTM balance, they'll just go in and they'll send you 0.2 FTM. So when they get around to it, which I don't know how long will take, I assume a couple hours, you'll see 0.2 FTM balance. So then you're going to want to swap, and now that you have the W memo, I recommend that you actually swap for maybe one Fantom, right? So that way you just have like all the gas in the world. So this is actually cool that it says insufficient liquidity for this trade, because I now remember and I'm going to go to exchange. And you can see here, W memo, cool. So it shows our wrapped memo here. This balance is correct. So use the little gas fee that they sent you guys. I'm going to click choose token here, and I'm going to click FTM. It should be right up here on the top. And then I'm going to click 1. So then for you guys to get 1 FTM, you're going to have to sacrifice like 0.000229881 time, and then you just don't have to worry about anything in terms of gas fees. You're good in Fantom forever. So I would click confirm swap. And I would click confirm. For this case, I'm going to click reject just because I already have 0.79 Fantom. Alright? Cool. So that's how you would get Fantom. That's just to get Fantom, so you have all the gas you'll need. Bridge the token over first, like I showed you on any swap, and then ask for them to get you the faucet request. And as you can see, the moderators are coming in. Like it's 8 p.m. now. It looks like the last time he was here was 4, and he did a big batch. So yeah, like maybe every 4 hours. Looks like earlier he was a little more active every, you know, hour, 2 hours or so. So I can see my wrapped memo in my Fantom wallet. Alright, now I'm going to spookyswap.finance. Now we're going to go and we're going to enter the app. And now we're going to try and go to the exchange tab on the left hand side here, and we're going to try and get some Fantom from our wrapped memo we just bridged over. So we want to find Fantom. This is again the gas fees for the blockchain, and we want to switch that for wrapped memo, which we have some of. And then we want to switch the bottom tab down here for Fantom. So let's just get 1. That'll give us more than enough gas fee transaction worth. So let's hit swap. We can see that it's like a really small amount of the wrap memo we're sacrificing for Fantom here. Let's confirm the swap. And then let's confirm the swap in our MetaMask. We're going to need this Fantom for when we get onto Morpheus Swap. I'm going to reject it right now because I already have enough Fantom and I don't want to waste my memo, but you guys go ahead and confirm it. The balance will go up. And again, they're going to get to your faucet request here eventually. I just don't need it personally. But you can see the moderators there. They'll get to it eventually. Just make sure that you bridged over the W memo to Fantom, because they'll see that in your wallet. That's all they need to see in order to send you the gas fees. So again, the W memo is there in my wallet. You can see it. I'm going to show you guys. I hided my W memo because if you guys need to add W memo to your wallet, you could just look it up here in Spirit Swap W memo, hit the little box next to it, the little plus box, and that's actually going to have MetaMask ask you if you want to add it to your wallet. So you just go ahead and hit say add token. and then you can see that the W memo is now in your wallet, and it shows your balance. It'll be at the bottom of the list of tokens you own. Now we're going to Morpheus Swap. And it's going to be Morpheus Swap.app.pools. We can close out these other tabs. We don't need them anymore. Now I'm going to show you guys how the Morpheus Swap works, which is what I'm really excited about. So we're going to connect our wallet on the top right, and then your MetaMask extension will probably open at this point, so just confirm, allow to connect to Morpheus Swap. Cool, so you guys can see that I have some Morph I've earned here. It's around $1 worth. So you guys can see that this actually is working. It's earning me Morph tokens. But I think first I'm going to add my wrapped memo that I bridged over here to my other wrapped memo in the pool. And when I do that, it's going to automatically harvest that 0.442 Morph tokens that I do have there. Just to give you guys a head up, whenever you add, I haven't subtracted yet, but I assume it's the same, but whenever you add to the W memo there, then it's going to take away the Morph. So I'm just showing you guys here my 0.006 memo. There it is again, 0.006. So I'm going to hit max, I'm going to hit confirm, and I'm going to confirm the transaction in my MetaMask wallet after. Hopefully you guys can see by now there's a lot of confirming this and confirming that and all these steps. Sorry about that. Okay, cool. So the transaction went through, and you can see my balance update there and the memo staked. Obviously, like I said, it took my Morph tokens, harvested them for me. Now I'm going to show you guys what to do with the Morph tokens that are in my wallet. Also, I will harvest 0.001 Morph just to show you guys how to do it. So I'm spending like 5 or 10 cents to harvest, well, now it's 0.002, so that's like half as bad. But yeah, I'm going to add that to the 442 or 443 Morph I have in my wallet, so I'll have 0.445 I should have after I harvest. Obviously, if you wait 24 hours, it's actually going to be worth your money to be harvesting. I'll probably be compounding this every day or so. The more times you compound, the more, gas you'll make, or the more gas you'll take. But then also like, you'll still be compounding your gains, so it'll probably be worth it. I heard there's this other thing called Grim Finance. I'll do a video on them. They'll be able to auto compound it for you at like the fastest possible rate, so that's interesting. So here is the new thing. You can swap your Morph token rewards. I'm going to do the Morph tokens I just made and swap them for red pills. And go ahead and hit max and confirm, and then confirm again there in the MetaMask, and then once you start adding into the earn W memo by staking pills here, then you get more W memo earned. And then the idea is to take the W memo out of there and put it back into the pool for WMemo, you know, kind of as like a back and forth cycle. So we'll see. I'm pretty excited for this. I think it's going to work really well, because at the end of the day I'm just trying to get as much WMemo as I possibly can. Again, they have a Paladin security audit, which is pretty cool. So let's add that small amount of Morph tokens. Hit confirm and then confirm in MetaMask. Oh, sorry, not Morph tokens, they're pills, because we changed it over to pills. Red pills, to be precise. And we can see the balance is updated. Very cool. And then let's harvest this small amount of time. Oh, sorry, so the time will automatically harvest, similar to how the Morph automatically harvested when we added the pills there, or the Morph tokens there. But I'll just show you guys how to harvest the WMemo. So you would click it there, but again, I'm going to show you guys in my wallet. My WMemo, I have like a smidgen amount in there. So I'm gonna like right click this in a sec, and you'll be able to see, like, if you look really close, it's like 0.00008 something something something. So a very, very small amount. That's what like a penny a memo looks like, you know. That could be $1 worth of memo one day though. WMemo. So now I'm gonna go back to the pool in a moment, and I'm gonna put that small amount of WMemo into the WMemo pool. And then after this, I'm going to confirm and hit the confirm in MetaMask, and you can kind of see that it's going to just be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, pretty much on the daily. I'm going to be going back and forth between these two plays. So it is going to take a good amount of gas fees from Fantom. I haven't really calculated how much that's going to be, but also I think it's worth saying the red pills could become quite valuable, because you need those to stake in the Neo pools. So you're going to end up making a bunch of red pills by doing this too. I don't know if they're total trash or not. I guess time will tell. They're going to be native to the Morpheus Swap, so we'll see. The only drawback to this strategy is there's a 2% deposit fee. So if you're going to stick around for like a month or so, you're fine. But if you're just looking for like a quick couple of rebases and then you want to sell or something, you just have to factor in that 2% deposit fee you're paying. Alright guys, well this is pretty much it. It's just going to be like back and forth from here. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Let me know if you like the slower format. Let me know if you guys like this, or if I went too slow or whatever. Always, you know, like and subscribe. Check me out on Patreon if you want to help me out with a cup of coffee. It takes a lot of caffeine for me to stay up to do these videos and all that. So